I have the 2022 Louis Millet Sancerre, but this is not a white Sancerre. This is not the Sancerre that you might be more familiar with. This is not, as you can see, Sauvignon Blanc. This is actually Pinot Noir. And what a lot of people don't know is that Sancerre, of course, is a region in the Loire Valley that is very famous for producing a white grape that we know as Sauvignon Blanc, but they also make a red grape. And the red grape that they produce in Sancerre is Pinot Noir, and it's very beautiful and very fun and often overlooked, even though so many people love Pinot Noir, including myself. So I'm very excited to get to be the one to introduce this to you. If you've never had a red Sancerre before, welcome to the club. They are not super easy to find. So if you haven't come across this, it's for no other reason than, the white version is a lot more popular than the red version. But I love this so much. I think this is one of the great, weirdly hidden gems. You would think for the popularity that Sancerre has had that the red version would be right up there with it, but here we are. And I'm so happy to be the one to bring this to you. So let's talk about this wine. Like I mentioned, 100% Pinot Noir coming from the region of Sancerre in the Loire Valley in France. If you've ever been to the Loire Valley, you will know that it is a beautiful region, just marked and dotted with chateaus and castles. And it really is sort of the breadbasket of France in the way that there's so much agriculture and food. This is a place that's very famous for cheese, in addition for being famous for wine. And it's also a place that produces wines that tend to be much more on the light side of things. So very famous for producing, of course, Sauvignon Blanc, as I mentioned. They're also producing Muscadet on the very far side, a little bit of Cabernet Franc by way of Chinon and Chenin Blanc. So all, wines that tend to be on the lighter side of things. But when they make red wines, they make them with such style and grace and balance. So when we smell this Pinot Noir, if you stick your nose in the glass, you're going to notice that this is definitely on the earthier side of Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir can definitely lean in two different camps, one being the more fruity, that very heavy cherry side of things you often see in places like the Willamette Valley and in California. But in certain places, like the Loire Valley, like in Burgundy in France, you will often find Pinot Noir with a slightly more earthy, mushroomy kind of note. And that's what we have here. So if you're smelling this wine, or thinking about smelling this wine, definitely know that that's the first thing that you're going to get. There's definitely some fruit in here, but I'd say by and large, you're getting that mushroomy, earthy thing first, fruit second. Let's dive into the nose. Mm. I mean, it's just so stinking beautiful. I mean, it's balanced and delicate and lovely. And this is what I love so much about Loire Valley wines. They're wines that just feel impossibly decadent while also being so light. I don't understand how they do it, but it's almost like a really great cheese in the way that like it can really just fill your mouth and give you so much flavor, but also make you feel light as well. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but hopefully you're there with me. This is a wine that you're definitely carrying all of those savory umami things from the nose to the palate. But there's also something a little bit salty on here as well that kind of reminds me of like very salty cheese. In fact, cheese is a very big thing in Loire Valley, as I mentioned, but goat cheese in particular is the cheese that we see a lot here. So if you've got some goat cheese handy, I would definitely recommend trying this with the wine, and you'll see how beautiful and electric this can be with something even as high acid as goat cheese. I think this is a wine that really is going to shine with food. I don't think you'll be disappointed by itself, but make sure you have a little bit of a nibble on hand because that's where the wine really presents itself in a beautiful, beautiful way. This is also a wine that I will tell you gets better the longer it's been open. Don't decant it, don't force it, just let it come to you naturally. But even just sitting in the glass for a few minutes, you can feel it just kind of starts to whirl up a little bit and it starts to give you more on the aromatic side of things and it starts to give you more on the palate. It's going to beef up a little bit in terms of texture. It's going to give you a little bit more weight. It's not going to be full bodied. It's definitely a light bodied wine, but it will start to amp up a little bit the longer it's been open. And I do think this is a wine, if you don't finish it in the first day, by the second and third day, it's still going to be just as beautiful and delicious. I think it's going to amp up even more and be a wine that you're going to just want to nibble with. This is a great little wine that if you've got some snacks in the fridge or in the cabinet, this is great to eat with. But it's also a great dinner wine if you've got something on the lighter side of things. And you don't have to think super traditional. If you don't want to go the French route, obviously, a great rotisserie chicken would be great. But you could also go do this with like taco night. This is perfectly wonderful with something like a carne asada taco, if, with like a mushroom taco, with any sort of mushroom dish, it would be fantastic. So just keep it on the lighter side. Don't pair it with like big heavy beef. If you're gonna do something like beef, like I said, doing it in like taco form is the better way to go. Even with like a little creme fraiche on there, I think you'll have a lot of fun with this wine, and you get to kind of feel how a red wine can almost behave like a white wine in a lot of ways without leaving you wanting too much more. So I hope you love this wine. I love it. And I hope if this is your first time enjoying Sancerre Rouge, it's a good experience. Cheers.